Let's do some practice with our 6 formulas from pH. If you need to watch the video on the background, an explanation of the formulas, go to that video, watch it just a couple minutes, and then you can come and do these. Okay, so I've set up 3 problems, and we're going to find hydrogen concentration, hydroxide concentration, pH, and pOH for each of these. So in this one, we're given the hydrogen concentration. Now, just so that you know, there's usually a couple of ways because there's so many formulas. It doesn't matter which way you do these. Sometimes you'll look and you go, oh, I have 2 choices. Like on this, to find hydroxide concentration, I could plug into my KW. Or if I want to first find my pH, I could plug into the negative log of hydrogen concentration. So no, there are usually a couple of options. That's okay, whatever path you want to take. So I'm going to find pH first. I'm going to go ahead and plug in, pH equals the negative log of the hydrogen concentration. So that will be my 2.4 times 10 to the minus 3. Now, if you're not familiar with logs, here's the quick, dirty answer help for you. Guess what? It's a button on the calculator, okay? For right now, I did explain just a little bit about base 10, but if you're not super familiar with logs, just push this button and you're totally fine. So how I put this into my calculator is I would do negative log, and then let's put in the 2.4, and then I do the second button with that double E, negative the exponent 3, and we are going to give pH equals 2.62. Nice, there we go. So we have 1 piece of information. Now I want to find out 2 more pieces of information. We have the hydrogen concentration and we have the pH. Let's go ahead and find pOH, my favorite formula, right here. So pH is 2.62 plus my pOH, it's my unknown, equals 14. Really easy. All we have to do is subtract 2.62 from both sides, and we are going to get pOH equals 11.38. Nice. Okay, 1 more piece of information. We need to find the hydroxide concentration. So 2 ways we could do that. I could find hydroxide using this formula right here because I've got pOH, and so we can solve for OH minus. Or I can use this formula down here. I like this one, so let's go ahead and plug in here. So now we're going to have the hydrogen concentration will equal, here we have it, 10 to the negative pOH, which is 11.38. And when I put that into my calculator, we are going to get pOH is 4.17 times 10 to the minus 12. 10 to the minus 12, okay? So there's my OH concentration right there, pOH, pH, and then of course we started with the hydrogen concentration. So 4 pieces, from 1 piece of information, we got 4 final answers. Very good, and it's using all of these formulas. As long as you know these formulas, take what's given and what you want to find. So what you want to find is going to be here, and then what's given is what you plug in here on the right-hand side. Let's do 2 more problems just to practice, make sure that you're feeling strong. So now I'm given pOH is 8.7. Well, I go to this to find pH just because it's so easy. Let's go ahead and plug in pH plus pOH, 8.7 equals 14. So let's subtract 8.7 from both sides, minus 8.7, and we are going to get pH equals 6.3. Okay, very good. So we have 2 pieces of information, pOH and pH. Let's go ahead and find our hydroxide now. So hydroxide, I want to use this formula right here. Hydroxide, we're going to do the hydroxide concentration equals 10 to the negative 8.7. Okay, now I want to show you how to do this in your calculator. So I told you log, it's just a button on the calculator right there. Right above it in that little blue is 10 to the x. So I am going to do, to get that base 10, I'm going to do the second log, and what comes up on my calculator is that little 10 with the blinking box, right like that. So I'm going to enter negative 8.7, and let's go ahead and hit enter. and it's going to give me the hydroxide concentration equals 2.00 times 10 to the minus 9, times 10 to the minus 9. So to do that anti-log, you just do second log, it gives you 10 to the x. You could do 10 caret, it'll give you the same thing, it's the same function. I'm just showing you, you know, the very technical, the anti-log is what I just showed you. Okay, we need one more piece of information. I haven't used this formula yet, so I want to use this formula for you. I want to find hydrogen concentration. So we're going to take 1 times 10 to the minus 14 equals the hydrogen concentration times the hydroxide concentration. And there it is, 2 times 10 to the minus 9. So if we divide both sides by 2 times 10 to the minus 9, 2 times 10 to the minus 9, my answer on this, okay, so the hydrogen concentration will now be 5.01 times 10 to the minus 6. It's actually be 5. Anyway, 5 times 10 to the minus 6. So we found hydrogen concentration, we found the hydroxide concentration, pH, and we were given pOH. So there's all of our 4 pieces, our 4 answers: pH, pOH, hydrogen, hydroxide concentration. Now, I do want to show you a little trick. If you are given anything that's a 1, so 1 times 10 to something, or you're just given a pH that's a whole number, there's no decimal on that, we do have a trick, and it's because of logs that we can use this trick. So I wanted to show you this. Excuse me. We have hydroxide is 1 times 10 to the minus 2. Notice that 1. Because it is a 1, it means that my pOH, when I take the negative log of this, is going to be a whole number. And really, really neat, that whole number is just the exponent. So I want you to do that in your calculator. I want you to do, let's actually write it down, pOH equals negative log of 1 times 10 to the minus 2. So I want you to do your negative log, and then 1, second double E, so that gives me my 10, that's the E, negative 2. Whoa, the answer is 2. So here is the trick. Again, if you have a 1 times 10 to some exponent, whatever that exponent is, that's going to be the pH. That will be the pH. So super easy. If OH is 2, pOH is 2, if I come over here, that tells me that pH is going to be 12. So this will be my pOH. Found that. They've given us pOH. I'm going to do pH plus 2, pOH equals 14. This means pH equals 12. Nice. Okay, now notice this. That's a whole number. It's a whole number. It wasn't like my pH is 2.62. It wasn't this isn't a decimal, it's a whole number. So the hydrogen concentration, that's just the exponent, and the number is 1. The concentration is 1 times 10 to the minus 12. So just a little shortcut. And remember, all these concentrations are in molarity. So I wanted to show you, if you have a 1, or if you have a whole numbers, pH, pOH, you just look at the exponent, and that is going to be the pH or the pOH. A little shortcut if you happen to have an easy problem. Okay, so good practice with our pH formulas. Nice work. If you have other questions, go to the playlist on Lean Think that is acid-base equilibrium. All right, thanks. Have a good one.